Most business owners open ChatGPT, then they type lazy, half-finished sentence, and then wonder why the answer they get back is generic and forgettable. Here's the truth. The tool isn't the problem. The prompt is. A vague question gets a vague answer every single time. The 10 prompts I'm about to walk you through are structured completely differently. They're specific. They force context into the conversation. And they're built to make ChatGPT think and respond like an actual strategist, copywriter, or analyst on your team, instead of a search bar that occasionally gets things wrong. Grab a pen, or better yet, just save this video. Because by the time we're through all 10, you'll have a toolkit you can use in your business today. Before we get into the 10 prompts themselves, I want to quickly explain why these work so much better than what most people type in. Every single one of these follows the same underlying structure. You assign AI a specific role, you give it real context about your situation, you state the exact task clearly, and often you specify the format you want the answer in. That 4-part structure is the actual secret. It's not magic wording, it's just giving the model enough to work with. The same way you'd brief a new hire, instead of just saying, go figure it out. Prompt 1 is what I call the positioning prompt, and it's one of the highest value things you can ask AI to help with. You tell ChatGPT to act as an experienced brand strategist, and then you describe your business, your top 2 or 3 competitors, and your ideal customer in a few sentences each. Then you ask it one direct question, based on everything you just described. What makes this business genuinely different? Condensed into a single, sharp sentence. This sounds simple, but I've watched this exact prompt help business owners clarify messaging that took them literally years to figure out on their own. Because when you're inside your own business every day, it's incredibly hard to see it from the outside. AI doesn't have that blind spot. Prompt 2 is the objection killer. List out the top 5 reasons real customers hesitate before buying from you. Price concerns, trust issues, timing, whatever comes up again and again in your sales conversations, and ask ChatGPT to write a calm, confident, non-defensive response to each one. What you get back isn't just useful for closing more sales calls. You can lift these directly into your FAQ page, your ad copy, even your onboarding emails. Objections don't go away just because you ignore them, and having a ready, well-reasoned response, prepared in advance, changes the entire tone of a sales conversation. Prompt 3 is for cold outreach. Give ChatGPT your offer, a description of your ideal client, and one specific pain point that client is dealing with right now, and ask for a short, genuinely non-salesy email, capped at under 100 words. I want to be really clear on why the word limit matters here. Short, direct outreach consistently outperforms long, over-explained pitches, because busy people skim, and a long email signals this is going to take effort to read, which kills your open-to-response rate before you've even made your case. Prompt 4 turns ChatGPT into a genuinely useful weekly planner. Give it your 3 biggest goals for the upcoming week, and ask it to reverse engineer those into a specific, day-by-day task list, accounting for the fact that not everything can happen on day 1. This takes a vague, overwhelming to-do list, the kind that just sits there making you feel behind, and turns it into an actual sequenced plan you can start executing the moment you open your laptop Monday morning. Prompt 5 is the pricing sanity check, and this one catches people off guard. Describe your offer in detail along with your current price, and ask ChatGPT to list out everything a customer is actually paying for that goes beyond the surface-level deliverable things, like your expertise, the time you save them, the risk you're absorbing on their behalf, the outcomes they get access to. Most business owners are chronically undercharging, not because their price is wrong, but because they're only communicating a fraction of the real value they provide. This prompt surfaces the parts you've been leaving out of the conversation. Prompt 6 solves a problem every business owner deals with: messy meeting notes that never turn into actual follow-through. Paste in your raw, unstructured notes exactly as you took them, typos and all, and ask ChatGPT for a clean summary, broken into 3 sections: decisions made, action items, with a clear owner assigned to each one, and open questions still needing an answer. This alone can save hours every single month, and more importantly, it dramatically cuts down on the number of things that quietly fall through the cracks after a meeting ends. Prompt 7 gives you a competitor lens. Describe a competitor's offer in as much detail as you know their pricing, their positioning, what they promise customers, and ask ChatGPT to identify the specific gaps in that offer your business could realistically fill. One important caveat here: it won't have live, current data on that competitor unless you feed it to them yourself. So this works best when you bring the raw information and let AI do the pattern recognition on top of it. That's exactly where it shines. Prompt 8 is the content repurposer. And if you only take one prompt away from this entire video, this might be the one. Paste in one piece of long-form content you already created. a blog post, a video transcript, a podcast episode, and ask ChatGPT for 5 completely different ways to repurpose that same content across different platforms. This is exactly how creators and businesses that seem to be everywhere online are actually doing it. They're not creating 5 times the amount of original work. They're taking one solid idea and stretching it 5 different directions. Prompt 9 is one of the most underrated uses of AI I've come across, and almost nobody talks about it. Describe a difficult conversation you're dreading, whether it's with a client who's unhappy, an employee who needs direct feedback, or a vendor you need to push back on, and ask ChatGPT for 3 different ways to approach it, each with a different tone. One direct, one softer, one somewhere in between. Having options laid out in advance, instead of walking into that conversation and improvising under stress, changes the entire outcome far more often than people expect. And prompt 10, which might genuinely be the most valuable one on this entire list. Give ChatGPT your business plan, your pricing decision, your new offer, whatever you're about to commit to, and explicitly instruct it to challenge the idea rather than support it. Ask it directly what could go wrong, what you might be missing, and where the weakest part of the plan is. Here's the pattern I see constantly. Almost everyone only asks AI to agree with them, to validate a decision they've already made. But the real value, the value that actually protects you from expensive mistakes, comes from asking it to disagree with you on purpose. Let's run through all 10 one more time so you can screenshot this. Positioning, to clarify what makes you different. Objection killer, to handle hesitation before it happens. Weekly planner, to turn goals into daily action. Pricing sanity check, to stop undercharging. Competitor lens, to spot gaps in the market. Content repurposer, to multiply your output without multiplying your effort. Hard conversation prep, so you walk in prepared instead of anxious. And devil's advocate, to stress test decisions before they cost you money. I've put all 10 prompts, fully written out and copy-paste ready, in the description below, completely free, no email required. If this saved you time today, subscribe, because every week, I break down exactly how to use AI to run your business smarter, not just faster.